Hey guys, sorry we haven't made a video in a while. I'm Keyblade Spirit.
And I'm the Lumia.
And today on Tonken we're talking about the anime of summer 2020.
I always forget how much time passes between these seasons.
Yes.
It feels like not enough time passed.
Yeah. Anyway, first show. The God of High School.
So this this felt like Tower of God.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. In terms of its premise being mainly it's a giant tournament, I guess. And whoever wins gets their wish granted.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot better than Tower of God.
At least, definitely.
Yeah. At least it has a way better first impression.
Well, I didn't like Tower of God's first episode. This episode was energetic. The oh god, what was it? The animation is just on point for everyone's attacks, and just all the punches feel like they hit really hard, which is really important in the shonen anime.
Yeah.
What I didn't like though was it feels like every fighting trope is being used in this episode, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like the cycle of tropes.
Yeah. Like, I feel like what was meant to be the highlight of this episode was that big chase sequence.
It was a good chase. It was a really good chase.
Yeah. Like, I love that what kicked it off is that the guy stole the old lady's purse or whatever it was. And then our boy passes by her and she's shouting at the guy who stole. And he just imagines this really sad thing that happened. That probably didn't actually happen. And then he uses that as his reason to chase down the thief.
That was funny. That was just funny. Just him imagining the backstory, just going off on his bicycle, keeping up with a motorcycle, which is a very, good way to show off how strong he is. And they also do a very clever way of introducing the main characters through this.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
Yeah. And then he runs into our girl.
Yeah.
And she's mad at him at first, and then he tells her the backstory that he invented. And she's also down to join in. Immediately.
And then they just start chasing him. Or, the guy. It continues to be a good chase scene. This is the best part of the episode. Once they're in the tournament, I'm less enthusiastic about the show. Which I'll get to when we get to that point, but there's some nice comedy bits in this sequence, and then we meet the third character, who is, the Joey Wheeler, I'm guessing, of this group, the Killua, the edgy rival to our main guy. Why did I say Joey Wheeler? I meant Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, the Seto Kaiba, the Sasuke, the Killua.
He's definitely not as edgy as those characters, but that's the role he definitely fills.
Yeah.
But then we go into the arena, and they give everyone levels.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
It's obviously supposed to be power levels, but I don't understand because the levels just look like they're from video games, so I don't know what they actually represent.
Yeah, like they clearly have HP on the little bracelets that they're given.
I'm actually fine with understanding HP because you're just checking life, your vitals.
Yeah,
and stamina. So I could see that being figured out. It's just when you do power levels, I liked an explanation to know how it's being calculated. Like in One Punch Man, the power level is determined by how physically strong you are by the One Punch test.
Yeah.
In magic power, it just seemed like when they touch a stone to test their magic power. In Dragon Ball, it's literally just checking your physical strength and speed. I don't know what they're calculating here.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that should have been explained first, because it's not talked about like it's meant to be a mystery. Because I feel like it would be an interesting mystery to, like, if they set up these power levels and then it was presented in such a way that nobody knows how they're deciding what these power levels are, but they're not really doing that.
We also don't know any of the protagonists' levels or the guy they beat up.
Yeah, so, that too.
I assume they're definitely well beyond everyone else participating.
Yeah.
And I also don't know how someone qualifies for this. I know I have a lot of world building questions in episode 1, but these are the questions that go through my head immediately whenever I watch any anime.
Yeah.
Because they pointed out, because their characters say, why didn't we get it? And they look like they're your big martial artists who are training really hard all this time. And then there's these literally these grunts.
Yeah.
Like these literal normies in there. So I don't know why they let certain people in, or how they let certain people in. This doesn't have to be explained in episode 1, of course, but it's something that's going through my mind.
Yeah. Like in the loop that I've got going here, you've got, like, on the left side, this guy who's just very muscular and in a red t-shirt and jeans. Like, he looks like Alex Jones, but bald.
Yeah,
but
and
muscular.
The martial arts were all literally ripped. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger ripped.
Yeah.
So I don't need that answer, but what I did need an answer for, and the reason I'm probably not going to continue the show, even though I did think this was a good first impression, is I don't know what the main character's goal is. And I don't care about him as a character because he just feels like generic protag.
Yeah. Yeah. He does seem really generic. Like that one gag where he just invents a backstory for the old lady.
That was actually the most creative thing about his character.
Yeah. And I hope if that's like a recurring gag.
Oh, you will be.
Yeah. 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 Like if that's a recurring gag and it goes more into his character through these backstories that he comes up with, that'll be like a good, funny way to flesh him out.
Yeah. It's just after 20 minutes of watching this show, I don't know anything about him other than he, has a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, not doesn't have a lot of emotions, is emotional.
Yeah. 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 I do have like one other note here.
Sure.
Could you tell what they were singing in the OP?
No.
No, because I couldn't either. But I just have to throw this out there. Like, one of the main lines, I heard it as, "I'll be your cock addiction." And I think that's probably going to be a lot of people's memes on this show.
Maybe.
Yeah. I could easily see this being... I could easily see that being something that a lot of people mishear out of that.
I never really got into the finding English words in Japanese songs when it's not supposed to be English.
Yeah. Now, I didn't hear that. I don't really get into that either, but okay. I heard that very clearly multiple times.
Okay.
One other thing. I like that this is just straight up showing off that it's a Korean property.
I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Yes, that was cool that it all takes place in Korea.
Yeah, I love that it just is in Seoul, even though it's presented like it's meant to be a lot like Tokyo. It's probably more like Tokyo than real life Seoul is. but it's still pretty cool.
It felt like Soul to me.
Okay.
Well, I was at Busan, but I got a decent glimpse at Seoul while I was in South Korea.
Okay. I didn't know you went there.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But no, I really liked that all the writing was Korean. I completely forgot about that. That was actually one of the coolest details of the show.
Yeah, and I looked at I don't think we got any character names in this.
No, they all had Korean names.
Okay. Yeah. Like I looked.
They're not pronounced Korean names.
Yeah, I looked up the names of all the characters, and they're all Korean.
They introduce their names to each other right before they go into the tournament.
Okay.
But it's literally we only hear their names once, so I don't blame you for forgetting their names.
Yeah. Okay. And shall we go on to the next one?
Misfit Demon King, Misfit Demon King, Misfit Demon King.
Yeah, the AKA Maou Gakuin no Futekigousha Shijou Saikyou no Maou no Shiso Tensei shite Shison-tachi no Gakkou e.
I will be honest, when I saw that long ass name on this list that we were going through, I groaned. Look, yeah, long name equals bad anime 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I was really happy to see that because the moment I saw that long ass name, I knew I had to read it out loud on the show when we record.
There's a show with a longer name that I need to get you to read out for me one day.
Okay. I look forward to it. Anyway, yeah, you've got a lot of praise for this. And I do too. Like, all of my notes for this are praise.
Okay. This was the biggest surprise for me, because I went in not expecting to like this show at all. Because this is literally every kind of shit thing I don't like. It's not an isekai, but it's definitely an isekai world.
Yeah, it's native isekai.
Yeah. It takes place in high school. Bad sign. It's not that there's not good high school anime, it's just that high school is an overused setting. The main character is overpowered to hell and back. These are all horrible signs for any anime. I bet it's based off a light novel too.
It probably is.
But this was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
They took this character, so pretty much the Demon King died and he's been reincarnated. And I liked how you described it the most, which I will now use to describe every time. He is a boomer.
Yeah, he is.
He has the best parents in the world. They are the sweetest, most happy people, and he just grew up in the case of a month. It's hilarious. They don't know. I don't think they realize he's the Demon King.
They definitely don't.
He gets into a fight with this guy, and he just starts murdering him in the funniest ways ever. First by snapping his fingers, just crushing him in other obscure ways, and at the end of the fight, he just starts killing him with his heartbeat.
Wait, I thought he used his heartbeat first.
No, the heartbeat was one of the last ones to just show his overwhelming power.
Okay. See, I thought that was when he gave himself all these ridiculous handicaps. Like, he won't use incantations, he won't use his breathing, he won't use his hands. And then he uses his heart. But then he doesn't say that he's gonna cast spells using his heartbeat.
Yeah, he just starts murdering him in the funniest, dumbass ways.
Yeah. It's such a good loop that I got for this.
Gets him resurrecting the guy. In this world, it's made very clear that resurrection magic is a lost art.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. They're making it so obvious that he is the Demon King to everyone, but no one believes it.
Yeah. And I love the realism behind that. Maybe unintentional, maybe not. Because it just makes sense that a lot of details about the Demon King, like his actual personality and stuff like that would just be lost to time.
I think one of the the best things about the world design, which is one of the reasons I'm actually really excited to continue the show, is that because he's been gone for so long, people forgot the most important thing, which was he does not value who you are or if you come from the royal bloodline or not. He just values that you're useful.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for a demon king. And his society has ruined that idea.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Like, the more I think about this show, the more I want to continue just to see where it goes.
I know I am, so I'll tell you if it's worth continuing.
Yeah.
If you don't actually want to watch more.
Yeah. Like, in my initial notes, I wrote won't continue, but then I thought about it while I was cutting the grass, and I was like, it's so funny how his jokes fall flat because they're too edgy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he just walks into the classroom and he says, I'm gonna massacre all of you. And everyone just stares at him blankly.
Also,
and he tells the girl, did they know I was joking? And he's like, "What? That joke would have killed them 2,000 years ago."
I love his the other lead, because she just like is pretty much cool with the fact that he's just like this OP motherfucker just because he's kind.
Yeah.
And everyone else in this world kind of seems to be a rarity in this world.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious to see how the world delves with that, because his kindness seems to be... Well, it seems like he uses either edginess to hide his kindness, which is really cool concept.
Yeah. Well, see, what I got was like something even more nuanced.
Oh.
And it's just that from his perspective, he's just not being edgy because all of his behavior was perfectly fine and not at all edgy in the time that he remembers. Which is why I described him as just a boomer. Because he doesn't know, or he doesn't understand how offensive it is to walk into a classroom and say he's going to murder everybody.
Pretty funny still, though.
Yeah.
But everyone else we've met, though, seems to be more of a rarity in this role for the more upperclassmen. Of course, it's just the one family we've met, but I'm curious to see where it goes. But he ended his fight with... Because this episode ended with a fight between this family.
Yeah.
And he pretty much was just testing their bonds and seeing how strong they were.
Yeah.
And honestly, the ending scene of their failure as a bond is really touching at the end.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of one of the reasons I'm very excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I like the idea of him, like, being edgy for kindness, in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do have a few issues.
Please tell me.
I hate his character design so much.
Yeah, he's very generic.
He looks like every anime protagonist, but he's got a great voice actor.
Yeah, like, in the loop that I'm showing, I'm pretty sure that is exactly one of Kirito's outfits.
I could believe it.
Yeah.
I could believe it.
Yeah.
It's... The show would be so much better if he had a unique design.
It would be. Like, later we get to another show that is where the main character still has that generic MC energy, but he doesn't just have the generic design.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there, but we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm. This was the biggest surprise. I did not expect to like the show as much as I did. It feels like better Overlord.
Really?
I'm calling on episode 1. Episode 1 of this show versus episode 1 of Overlord, I like this episode more. I'll let you know when I finish this show if I like it more than Overlord.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think I might continue as well.
Yay. I've convinced you on my side.
Yeah. Like, I convinced myself quite a bit before we started recording, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah,
more to say.
I don't really have that much more to say. The next one is not as good. Rent a Girlfriend. AKA Kanojo Okarishimasu. I was expecting this to be really bad.
This is my worst show this season.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this is... This was less bad than I was expecting.
This was more bad than I was expecting.
Really?
Yeah.
How good could you expect a show called Rent a Girlfriend to possibly be?
You see, I thought it would be like a comedy ecchi sort of thing where the main character would, like, you know, take out all of his money and just, like, start renting girlfriend after girlfriend and just start looking like a big pimp and then run out of money, and that would be the joke of every episode.
Okay.
Which is definitely a theme here, except it's just the main two characters fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, the one thing that I really enjoyed about it was when he goes on the second date with the girl. Like, he's really cold to her, and he's literally just acting like an asshole. And then he realizes that he's the one who's being a bad guy. It wasn't played great, but it felt like the show was at least trying to be mature with the concept, even though it kind of fell on its face.
It's just that I found all the jokes landed flat and just weren't funny. I get he's a high schooler and is supposed to be dumb, but he just comes off so unlikably dumb.
Yeah. Like, the best joke in the show that, like, read as a joke to me was when he was introducing the girl to his grandmother, and she's just down for them to start fucking immediately.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was the best joke.
Yeah.
But that was like a light in a hole of darkness. I couldn't think of a good metaphor.
Yeah, like that was the diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then did you get to the ending of this?
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Okay. Because, like, the ending had me hopeful because it looked like, okay, he's just gonna be enjoying the single life now. And that's gonna be that. And this was just gonna be an isolated incident, and then the rest of the show was gonna be him enjoying the single life. But then the girl shows up again, and she looks nothing like her rent-a-girlfriend persona. And it's just like, okay, clearly they're setting this up to be a romantic comedy between him and her. Oh. And that kind of made it fall flat for me.
I did not get to that part.
Okay. Yeah. And I also, like, this was really, like, this could go either way, but I like the take on tsundere here, at least as it's presented at first, where the dere is literally just an act all the way through, and the tsun is her real personality. But also, that seems like that's not the case as of the end of the episode.
I mean, she is supposed to be putting on a face for her job, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine I don't know. it feels like you have to be so pathetic to just do something as blueballed as renting a girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's clearly really distressed about losing his girlfriend and then also discovering a potential NTR fetish. But
He's
you know, yeah. That would be a really funny twist, like in the second episode. We find out that he actually he actually gets with this girl IRL in a real romance, and a big part of it is that he's attracted to her because she's cucking him. That would be yeah, that would be based and red pilled. And our boy No Need Bruh would really love it, I think.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That is the most inside joke you've ever made on this channel.
I know. We'll link to his Fiverr account in the description if it's up and running by now.
Should be.
Okay. Anything more to say on this?
Nope. Let's go to something else so I can, pull the bad anime out of my head.
Okay. The most expected good show of this season, Deca-Dence.
This was good.
Yeah, this is Attack on Titan, but good.
Takuto's gonna kill you.
I know.
Okay, so we have a cool premise here. Well, it's the Attack on Titan premise. Humanity is pretty much down, and they're living in a fortress with this other race of humanoid creatures that hasn't been explained yet.
Yeah,
a warrior class.
Yeah, they're just like these candy-colored alien people.
I don't know if they're mutants, aliens. I don't know. And our main character wants to be part of the warrior class, but is on like the outside duty cleaning up the giant robot.
Yeah. Like in the beginning, her father is killed by some of the Gado. Those are the monsters of the show.
And she lost an arm.
Yeah, she
which
did.
Is noticeable in the scene, and she gets this really epic looking robot arm.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like just a generic robot arm.
No, it's crude. It's like it only has 3 fingers.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really unique.
And because of that, it seems like that's the reason they're not letting her join the warrior class.
Yeah.
And one thing I really liked about it is that she is an adult.
She is.
Because she graduates high school in the first episode.
Yeah.
And thank God I need more anime about adults in my life.
Yeah. Like, I get the impression that she's still younger than what we would consider an adult. But, like, she's
probably 18.
Okay. Like, she reads as, like, 16 to me. But, like, she's...
How old is she supposed to be?
Yeah. Either way, she's living an adult life. And that's what I think is important here.
Yeah.
Like, she's...
that's what really matters.
Yeah. Like, specifically, she's at the beginning of her adult life.
Mm-hmm. She has to work a job she doesn't like, so she can work towards eventually getting the job she wants. She's very Noriko in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, she was... Even though she didn't get the job that she wanted, she seemed legitimately excited to be doing repairs on the armor. And then she was disappointed to find out... Like, she was, like, double disappointed to find out, no, she's just going to be cleaning for 5 years.
Yeah. I don't blame anyone. I mean, that's a big drop-off, you know?
Yeah.
But she keeps fighting. She gets drunk with the boss one day, and at the end of the episode, we find out he was like he's a badass warrior, and we're just excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, and he's got that really cute pet. Like it looks,
yeah,
it looks kind of like a pug, I think.
Yeah.
That
This is just,
yeah,
this is like the height of action anime of this season, I think.
Yeah, I really hope so. Like this was
world design is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this was very clearly meant to compete with Attack on Titan because I think the last season of that is coming out next season. And so if this is a 2-core show, this will be competing directly with that.
I mean, considering COVID, there's seasons anime from last season that still haven't finished yet.
Oh, that's true. Gallon Dino.
Gallon Dinos, we're still waiting for the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's, I get why. The fact that we're getting anime still is impressive to me.
Yeah. Like, a smaller season like this is sort of my ideal.
I agree. I mean, I overall am happy with this season.
Yeah. Because, like, it feels like they focused a lot more on the better shows. Like, even though these are all different teams and stuff like that. Like, one theory that some people have is that, like, because it seems like most seasons, a lot of the more talented and famous animators work on multiple shows in the same season. And they just can't do that this season because of the situation.
I mean, every show this season has good animation cuts.
Yeah.
Like, really good animation cuts. Like, better than I would normally expect out of anime.
Yeah. Yeah, like, every show this season has good production values.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, the only thing that's bad across every anime this season is CG, and that's because none of the Japanese animators knows how to make good CG, I think, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Like, probably the one good CG is in this show, Deca-Dence.
I wouldn't say it has good CG in this show.
Yeah, like there's one good instance of it with the, like in this loop that I've got, that iron plate that falls.
I didn't like that. I thought it looked ugly.
Oh, okay. I feel like it kind of sells the weight of it.
It sells the weight of it, but it just looks bad.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't fit the aesthetic of the show to me.
Yeah. Well, tomato potato. Anyway, Deca-Dence, good. Looking forward to seeing where it goes.
But I need a doctor. Do you know anyone?
Are you a monster girl?
Some people would say that.
Okay, well then, you should talk to Dr. Glenn in Monster Girl Doctor. I thought this was the worst show of the season.
The worst? Worse than Rent a Girlfriend?
I think so.
Wow.
But, like, it's highlighted by the fact that there's a much better version of this show in the same season.
We'll get to that when we get to it then.
Yeah.
This show's bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it has the worst CG.
Yeah, you can see some of the worst CG.
Well, and that's the worst CG, but
yeah, like you can see some of the worst CG of the season in this loop that we've got going, and it's not even the worst CG of the episode.
They will consistently have a character drawn, and then like part of their body is CG, and it just looks awful.
Yeah, and like it's not even necessary for some of it to be CG.
You can tell it's time constraints.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's another generic isekai world. I think when we were watching, you literally called out isekai town on it.
Yeah, it was literally the isekai town when it panned out to show the whole town.
But that's not even the most egregious thing about this show.
What's that? What's the most egregious thing?
The monster designs.
Yes, there's one good monster design.
All of the girls look like your generic anime monster girls, which, you know, they're good. They look cool. But the guys look like monsters. They look like literal monsters.
Yeah.
So it just creates a tone issue, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... Yeah, like, at least... Like, Monster Musume, not this one. At least that one... Like, they're at least consistent about these are meant to be real monster girls. This is not that. Like, we see a cowgirl early in the episode, and then we see a bull man later.
We see
in the
her
episode.
husband.
Oh, that's her husband?
Yeah, they're having a baby.
Okay, well, there we go. That's how?
How? Oh, yeah, it just doesn't fit. It's not believable. I know, I'm complaining about believability in a show about where monster girls exist and there's magic, but...
Yeah, well, there's a difference between believability and realism.
I just want consistency.
Yeah.
Where are my hot monster guys?
Yeah.
I think the guys get all the cool shit.
Yeah. Like, the only good monster guys are the centaurs, and that's just because they are centaurs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but they were CG'd and it looked awful.
Yeah.
But, every single girl had gigantic breasts.
Yes.
And they make it very obvious.
Yes, they have too big of titties.
If you need to jack off, go watch porn. The show's not good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Out of every single generic protagonist who gets all the girls, this is the first time I've ever left one of those episodes and thought, you know what? I get this time. I get it.
Why is that?
He's a young doctor.
Oh yeah.
That's stupidly attractive.
That's fair.
He's got money, and he's young, so that must mean he's really smart. And think about how smart you have to be a doctor in general already, and this guy's like got to be like 20 at least.
Yeah, like he looks 18.
Yeah, so let's assume he's like the generic anime age of 18.
Yeah.
Right? And to become a doctor in our society takes about 7 years of training. But that's studying one species. He's a doctor on all monsters.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I imagine that would take a little bit longer than 7 years because there's a lot of different kinds of monsters.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a lot of overlap, but still.
Yeah, and I do like the angle that he's probably going to be doing, like this is probably going to be exploring the different anatomy of monster girls and how he has to treat them differently.
Yeah.
Like that's a good premise overall. Yeah.
I could generally believe that the light novel for this is good.
Yeah.
It's just the visuals that really kill this for me because I really like the snake girl assistant doctor.
Yeah, she's cool. Like
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, like she's a drinking girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
She's a snake. That's cool. And the way he actually solves the issue is actually cool and clever.
Yeah, like the for context, the centaur princess girl, she's having trouble winning her fights.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
like
the reason is because she's not balanced.
Yeah.
And I like that's something you could have actually deduced if you were paying attention.
Yeah, and her I like that it's specifically because she's using her front hooves more, and because of that, her back hooves aren't being worn down as much.
Like, that alone just tells me the original writer or the writers knew something about animals.
Yeah, like they at least know about horses.
Yeah, because if this was like written by someone who didn't, they
Yeah,
wouldn't have gone there. You know,
yeah, it would have just been some psychological problem, and then
or a stomach ache, or they were actually ill.
yeah. But no, this was like
That's
actually pretty nuanced about that.
no, that's the reason I don't think this is the worst show, because there was writing like that, and that's why I feel like the light novel might actually be good. And if I read light novels, I would probably read it.
Yeah,
But I don't
like
read light novels, so fuck
yeah,
it.
like there's probably a manga of this.
Yeah, maybe I'll look into it later.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like how this develops. Because like as a show, I feel like this is the worst.
I don't blame anyone for dropping this. It's still not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, there is a manga actually.
Okay, that's good.
And I don't know what was the original. Oh wait, I can check.
Yeah.
It's the light novel.
Okay. That seems pretty typical. Like if there's a light novel, usually that's gonna be the original.
Yeah.
Because like if there's a light novel for something that's originally a manga, it's generally gonna be a spin-off.
Yeah.
Like the JoJo light novel, which gets
There's a JoJo light novel?
yeah, it gets really crazy. See, like there's 1,000. Like the Pillar Men are Martians, and there's like 1,000,000 of them on Mars. And like Jorge Joestar, or I think maybe it's actually pronounced George. Like I'm gonna call him Jorge. Jorge Joestar. I think he has. I haven't read it, obviously. I think he has to go to Mars and fight all of them, and all of the stands are named after movies.
I'm gonna need you to link this to me later, because this actually sounds cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just looked up some images of the manga, and the manga looks good.
Awesome.
That's some good art.
That's good.
I'm gonna read this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this manga looks good. This manga looks good. Yeah, I'm just gonna read this. The anime sucks though. Don't watch it. It sucks.
Oh, that's a shame.
If you need Monster Girls, just read the manga or watch Monster Musume.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Next up is the likely most popular anime of this season. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out, or Uzaki-chan wants to play. I'm just gonna come right out and say I thought this girl was a hentai artist's OC for a long time.
This this is the kind of this is like a bad version of Welcome to the NHK.
Yeah. Yeah, like it I haven't seen Welcome to the NHK, but from what you've described about it, yeah.
I'm just gonna give you well not read, I'll give you the basic premise of NHK. It's about a guy who has no friends and is a loner, and a girl comes into his life who helps him overcome his loneliness and his neatness. Yeah, as in being a neat, not being clean.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I get okay. Yeah. I got that mostly from the first episode that I watched.
Yeah. Whereas they make it very clear about how being lonely all the time is a bad thing in NHK. And I gotta compare everything to everything because that's just how I am. This show just makes it that he's completely fine and nothing's wrong with his life.
Yeah.
But he literally has no friends.
Yeah, like it from when we see from the beginning, from Uzaki-chan's point of view, it's very clear that like the show wants to present this as both a problem with him overall, but also that it's not inherently bad to be a loner. He just has issues with, like, he specifically has an issue with being too much of a loner.
I mean, you need human connections. It's just a known fact. It's fine to be alone from time to time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really obvious why he's a loner. It's because he's a douchebag.
I mean, yeah.
He is so unlikable. I literally hate him. He's a douche with no redeeming traits, and I don't know why Uzaki likes him.
Yeah. Like, I get the impression that they were friends in high school. Like, legit friends in high school. And then he's sort of, like, become a loner in the course of, over the course of the year that he's been in college and she hasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and now, like, my impression is that she wants to help him because she know. I could see there being like a flashback where she remembers how much happier he was back in high school when he had friends, and she wants him to be better like that. But that hasn't been confirmed at all yet. Yeah,
they should have done that in the first episode to sell that point and why she's important.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah, I think they sold that they were friends in high school well. They just didn't sell anything else about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, because of the way the show goes, I'm thinking it's not trying to make that argument.
Yeah. Maybe.
Trying to tell a romance of a girl who's just trying to on somebody too much.
Yeah. 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 Like, I'm playing defense hard for this show, but it doesn't really have that much going for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that it has a cool message like that. And because if it doesn't have that message, then there really is nothing to it other than it's a comedy anime that's not funny.
Yeah.
Don't care about any of the characters. Because I don't even like Uzaki either. Uzaki's kind of annoying to me.
Yeah. Like, to me, she has, like, that kind of cute meanness that, like, is supposed to be common. Oh, yeah, she's gonna be the waifu character of this year, probably. Like, this is gonna get a lot of comparisons to Haruhi, and they will not be deserved. Like, this is gonna be compared to Haruhi like Bunny Girl Senpai was compared to Monogatari.
You know what the show's like? It gives me Umaru-chan vibes.
Yeah, I watched Mother's Basement's video on this season of anime, and he made the same comparison.
Does he also hate Umaru-chan with a dying passion?
Yeah, his main praise for Uzaki-chan is that she is like Umaru, except much less of a piece of shit.
That's good. Oh,
yeah.
For context, Umaru-chan is the worst piece of anime ever created.
I am willing to believe that. Based on what I've heard.
Of any anime I've seen, it is the worst. And I want to kill myself every time I think of it. Can we move on, please, before I hurt someone?
Yes, we... Oh, wait, no, we do have to... We do have to talk about the backgrounds in this show.
Oh.
Yeah, because...
They were good.
Yeah, the backgrounds in the show are good. The scene in the movie theater was incredible.
There's just this one frame where you get to see, like, where they look at the movie board, and it's all cat puns of movies. Like, the God Nyar.
Yeah, Nyavengers.
The Nya Awakens.
Yes.
That is literally the reason I gave it a 4 out of 10 instead of a 3 out of 10.
Yeah. And there's, in the same scene, there's a wide shot of a bunch of onlookers. Here's, like, background characters. And none of them are animated. And they're all 2D drawn, except for one guy who's CG.
It's really bad, and I don't know why he was put there.
Yeah, that was amazing to me. Like, if they had run out of time, they could have just left out that one background character. And it probably wouldn't have severely impacted the shot composition.
Well, actually, because considering how anime is made, if there could have been a chance that they were planning on animating that sequence, and they had a blank spot where that was.
Maybe.
Because generally when you draw backgrounds for anime, you leave aspects not drawn sometimes.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. But still...
I know. There's a chance they didn't do that for that sequence, but it looks bad either way.
Yeah, and they probably could have... There's no reason why he had to be CG, though. I guarantee there was probably like a hand-drawn bystander in some other scene that they could have used. Just plopped it in there. But the one CG guy is my favorite character in this entire show.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he gets up to in all his bad CG glory. But anyway, let's get back to actually good, like good shows. It was the good version of Monster Girl Doctor, Peter Grill. What's it called? I just have it called Peter Grill in my book, in my notes.
It just says Peter.
Okay. Peter Grill.
Peter Grill.
Yes. Peter Guriru to Kenja no Jikan, aka Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time. I don't know what that means, still. But,
The show is that he's the strongest person in the world. Because of that, everyone wants to fuck him.
Yes.
And it's Kino.
Yeah. Like, this is... like, we found it. A good ecchi anime. Like, a good ecchi comedy anime. It's great. Like, my one note on this is, this was a fucking joy to watch.
I need more. I will watch all of it.
Yeah, I can't wait for more.
Your girl's wife or fiance is is super innocent and doesn't and believes that babies come from the stork.
Yeah, well, no, specifically, she believes that when the parents pray to God for a baby, and then the stork brings it. She's an adorable, innocent cinnamon roll.
And then we meet the two real best characters, these two orcs who want to have a child with him because in orc culture or ogre culture, you want to have a child with the strongest person around, and he's the world's strongest person. And they end up tricking him into letting them stay in his room, and then they seduce him to having sex with them in the episode. It's so funny. The disappointment on his face, the fact that he broke. It's all perfect.
Yeah. I love when the younger sister is trying to seduce him, and then the older sister stops her. And we're gonna be like, okay, so she's gonna be the straight man in this pair. But no! Then she gives her own impassioned speech about why she wants to fuck Peter Grill.
I'm just so excited to see where this goes. I I also love the monster design for every monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah. I loved all of the there was this one scene where we had to pause and just admire all of the background characters.
it was very early on.
Yeah, it was really early, and there's just an isekai protagonist in there. Like, he's literally just wearing a t-shirt.
It's great. Oh, I'm so excited to continue this show because Peter Grill is like, he's literally a Chad.
Yeah, he is.
It's great. I'm just excited to see how he ends up fucking the rest of the characters in the opening.
Yeah, because we've set this precedent in the first episode already.
I mean, in this loop, you can see that I'm assuming the main girl cast, and I'm just like curious, how does he end up fucking these women?
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's
great.
Yeah, like, it's like, this is a no bullshit ecchi anime premise.
I mean, the thing that I like about more than most ecchi is that they just have sex. They just bite the bullet and do it. It's great.
Yeah. And the rest of the series is gonna be more of that, and then also him dealing with all of that.
Yeah. I mean, based on the opening, it seems like, his girlfriend's gonna be kidnapped by someone and he's gonna have to save her.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I am willing to bet that the way he saves her from the kidnapper is that he has sex with the kidnapper.
I really hope it's something dumb like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like some girl, like one of the monster girls kidnaps his wife. And that's why. That was her entire motivation.
It would be infinity of the show. Maybe they have an even better premise than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be, except for the final scene. And it executed what I expected perfectly. And then it went above and beyond.
I didn't read the summary for this anime, and I was very, very surprised by this anime.
Yeah, I didn't read the summary either, just from the first scene, I kind of understood where it was going.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's really blatant about it.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Grill, goodbye.
Yes, now we've got to talk about a worse show.
Another show about hentai.
Yes. Dokyuu. Where's my... Dokyuu Hentai HxEros. The colors are fine. Yeah, this is bad.
This show is so ace-phobic. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just...
I'm on the villain's side here.
I don't know. It's just like when... Obviously, this is made from the Japanese perspective of the population is declining. We need to do something about it. So here's an anime about that subject, but they just take it in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. Like, this concept is bad for, like, a regular TV anime. I feel like this should have just been porn.
I didn't get far in the show, I'll be honest. I dropped it.
Okay. Well, see, there were, like, a couple of okay moments. like the main girl being all cold after some mysterious incident. And it turned out she wasn't actually fully victimized by the bug monsters. She's actually acting that way because she's traumatized from getting slut-shamed by one of the alien monsters. Like one of the aliens attacked her and like did its H energy drain thing, and it just couldn't, like, it was just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of H energy she had. And it's like, it was like a mosquito guy, so it was kind of playing on the myth that if you flex your muscle while a mosquito is on you, it'll explode the mosquito.
That what?
Yeah, that's a common myth.
I've never heard that myth.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, because like the logic is that it causes too much blood to flow into it, and then it pops.
Why would you want to give it more of your blood?
And so to kill it.
Just slap it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was like a decent twist, considering how we thought she got to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, like, otherwise it's basically just a really generic, what's it called? Ecchi Sentai show. But the logic behind the title is hilarious. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so a lot of people in the English-speaking world assume that H stands for hentai. It actually doesn't. It stands for ecchi, because that's how the letter H is pronounced in Japanese. Ecchi. And so the logic here is, in the word hero, you have both an ecchi and an eros. That's the joke. That's the entire logic behind the title. So it's actually Dokyuu Hentai Heroes. But hero is pronounced Ichi and Eros. It's dumb, but I feel like it's, at the very least, the title is a solid pun, all things considered.
I see.
Yeah. But like I said, this should have just been porn. This is a story designed for porn.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say, cause
Yeah. Yeah. And like,
meh.
yeah. Like, I have like a good version of this show formulating in my brain.
It's porn, isn't it?
No, it's actually not. It could be, but like it's not optimized for porn like this. Like the actual premise of this show is.
We'll talk about that later, because that's a little off topic.
Yeah, like I was telling you about it before. But anyway, let's get back to let's get to this season's what show? Gibiate.
Gibiate? Gibiate? Gaba?
Yeah. They say it in the episode. Gibiate.
Oh.
Or Gibiate.
I give a score to every show I watch, just so I have an idea of where I thought I was when I finish. You know, I don't put these on Mal or anything. That's just it's for my sake. This one had question marks.
Yeah,
out of 10.
Yeah, I'm so interested in where this is going.
Um, it has really, really bad CG monster design. So pretty much they released this during the event going on right now. That there's a big disease outbreak occurs in 2030, and
No,
people
no, no.
just start turning into monsters.
No, it occurs in 2028. The current year is 2030.
What? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they mentioned 2 years ago the outbreak started.
So yeah, that happens, and we're getting some lore in the world while it's going on, and then it cuts to 1680 Japan,
Yes.
and two guys who are being exiled from Japan find a wormhole, are sucked. Well, they don't find a wormhole; they're sucked through a wormhole or something. They appear in modern day, and now a ninja and samurai have been brought to modern Japan. And it was at this point I just started my notes just say time travel the fuck and the fuck. And at this point I don't know if I like this show or if I hate this show or if I think poorly on myself for watching this show. I don't know what I think. I'm a little lost. I need someone to help process this for me. Someone help me, please.
Yeah, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so I'm down for this. But
you're gonna love this, aren't you?
I have a feeling I'm going to love this because, like, from the OP, our samurai and our ninja boys are not the only time travelers from the Edo period. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Why?
I want to see why there's time travel and clearly they're going to try to tie this into what's going on with the virus. Like,
what if the virus is actually 13 different people who are actually the same guy?
That's possible, I think.
No!
Yeah, this could go anywhere. I really want to know why they needed time-traveling samurai and ninja in a post-apocalyptic virus story. I really want to know.
This is by far the most unexpected anime.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. It's the most unexpected anime.
Yeah, this could be the next Kingdom Hearts. Like, people talk occasionally about how there should be a Kingdom Hearts anime. This is the Kingdom Hearts anime.
You're gonna see that in the Nate stream, aren't you?
Probably. But this is too amazing. Okay?
I think I'll just let you watch it, and then I'll let you tell me about it, and then I'll say I should never have watched more.
Yeah, no. When we are able to do, like, meetups with more than just the two of us, there's gonna be a Gibiate lecture.
No. You promised me a lecture. For a show you haven't finished.
Yeah. Like, if this is good, this is definitely going to be confusing enough to warrant a lecture. So if I like this, there will be a Gibiate lecture someday.
I see.
Yes. But anyway, let's get to a show that... Oh yeah, like... Also, the one thing that I, like, have something concrete to say that I don't like is that I don't like how the show looks.
It's bad looking.
Yeah. Like, I had to go to the OP to find a good cut of animation to use for a loop.
The CG is literally the worst this season by far. I probably said that twice now. This one is the real one.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, let's get to the serviceable show of this season.
Lapis.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to be confused with my favorite waifu. No, Lapis Lazuli.
Oh.
You're a real person, honey.
I understand. I'm not good enough.
Oh, honey. Anyway, Lapis Relights is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's serviceable. It's not good, it's not bad, it's by the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, at its best, I could see this being K-On! But Harry Potter.
Well, no, it's nowhere near as good as K-On!
Like, it will not be as good as K-On!, but like, just from the fact that if it's as good as K-On!, it will be a ripoff of K-On!.
There's a lot of great animation cuts. I mean, but that's been the case for every anime of the season.
Yeah.
Not that it's a strike against it or neutral strikes. I'm just saying there's some really nice, it looks pretty at times. And the school design is great. It's really fun. It's very high magic. It very much fits the theme of the school. It gives a good idea of how strong the mages are, and then we get like a look at what students can do. So we get an immediate idea that magic's very high power in this world, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, the main girl has a cute outfit at first.
Yeah.
I really like the hat. And it's just too bad that by the end of the episode she's in uniform.
Yeah.
Because I really liked that outfit.
What I didn't like was that all the girls were the cookie cutter anime girls.
Yeah.
You know, they were all, we saw a lot of the dairy types. There's the dairy, the kudere, what is it? It's been forever since I've thought about the dairy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, all the deres. These are very archetypal girls. Like, this is very... Like, the way they go about introducing the school, even though I like the school a lot, the way
it was bad exposition dumping.
Yeah, like, the exposition dumping was very clearly... Like, it made it very clear that this show is gacha baiting. Like, this is gonna be...
Yeah.
I would have to look it up, but I don't think this is a gacha game already, but clearly it's gonna be, because the way they introduce each part of the school, it's... Like, that's probably... Each of those areas is gonna be a menu in the game, or some game system that's a lot less complex than the show is making it look.
I could see that.
And also, like, when they're showing off all of the different things that magic can do, because that's another big part of the exposition dumping, it's really difficult for me to tell if they're hinting at a magic system or if they're just showing off various random powers.
I think we'll get a magic system.
Okay. Because I do like that, like, the method of flying isn't brooms. It's this weird UFO. Yeah, it's this weird UFO looking thing that looks pretty cool.
But, well, I guess this is my issue with the show itself, but more with the medium of settings with magic, where there's this many mages in the world. How does magic interact with the world? And why is society the way it's set up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always wondering these things. This is an issue with every show that has magic. And honestly, unless mages are in charge, or it's like I don't know, it just feels like because of how magic users should generally be the rulers of the world.
Yeah.
For how overpowered they are.
Yeah. Like, for all of the problems that everybody, including myself, has with Black Clover, one thing that it did kind of well, even though it probably did it, like, too much, is that it establishes right away that magic is just something that everybody has, and society is entirely based on magic. And we even see a guy, we even see like a farmer guy with a hoe, and he's just using the hoe with magic. Which is
that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good, like, it's baseline good world building for a magic world.
Yeah.
And
this is not a, yeah.
Yeah. And like, this is a baseline good show. Like, probably better than baseline, but still, like, middle of the road. But this doesn't have that world building.
No, this isn't a strike against the show, because this is an issue with a lot of anime with magic in it.
Yeah.
Is that the worlds tend to be generic, and magic doesn't seem to interact with the world on any interesting level. And if magic if magic is rare, then I get why it doesn't interact with the world on a grand scheme, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when it does, it's big. Like, I think there's magic in Berserk, right?
I think so.
I don't know. I didn't get far enough from Berserk. I just know that there is magic, but because mages are super rare, they don't interact on the world on a grand scale. Here, because of how many mages there are, it assumes to me that there's magic is, well, not the most common thing in the world, but more like a rare trait, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like something that's reasonably rare, but like you probably know a person or two who has magic.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem to be like ungodly rare, considering the school seems full or nearing full.
Yeah, like there was even a scene which I kind of liked where they had to talk about like what the rooming situation for the main girl is going to be.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
all of the single rooms have already been taken, and there's just one room left that's a double room. So that shows that the school is reasonably full.
Yeah. Also, you can tell that this accommodates a lot of people because it had lecture hall, college-sized lecture hall.
Yeah, and I get the impression that this is like just a college that happens to have uniforms.
Well, I mean, the idea of a dress code for mages in a mage college is actually not that out there. That's pretty normal for magic colleges in fiction, so.
Yeah, but like it's very clearly meant to look like a high school uniform.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It also kind of has an idol vibe to it.
You can tell by the big painting in the background that it feels like they're supposed to become magical girls later on.
Okay.
Or, I guess, idols, as you put it. But, I mean, idols and magical girls loop over in a lot of ways.
Yeah. 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 But, do we...
I guess my ranting was mainly about magic worlds rather than this show.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this is... I would say that for the kind of show that this is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
To me, this is like the kind of show I know I'm not going to watch more of, because this is just like the bare minimum of what I expect an anime to be.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, I just mean, like, the gotcha bait, magic world, bunch of cute girls at a magic school show.
Yeah.
It's better than most of those. At least most of the ones that I've seen.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, well, I might just need to see more of those then.
Okay. I'm sorry. Key, can we take a break for 1 second?
Yeah, we will reconvene shortly. Welcome back. We're still on Lapis Re, but we're gonna get to the next show right now, I think.
Yeah. Can you read it for me, Mr. Keyblade Spirit?
Yes, I can. This is Koito Producia, EVOL X Love. This is generic and dumb. I made it about 17 minutes in, and that was 17 minutes longer than it should have taken me to see how generic and dumb it is. But this will probably be someone's favorite show.
I literally can't remember this show, and I watched this show yesterday, like literally last night. We're not even, like less than 24 hours ago.
Okay, well,
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, I just read off all of my notes. So, do you have any notes?
Mine says, the more I watch these boring generic anime, the closer to insanity I fall. Boring designs, help me, please God, help me. I'm so bored of this standard shit. Help. I think someone needs to help her.
I think someone does need to help her.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, maybe I will. But, yeah. Is that all we have to say on this show?
Oh yeah, this is the anime about the guy with this girl who falls in love with some guys. It's your standard reverse harem. If you like reverse harems, have fun. If you're like me and you hate harems in general, reverse or not reverse, because we all know the correct way of a harem is a bi harem, where it's mixture. Oh my God, I'm a genius. I should make that. Someone make that.
Yeah. Do you remember last season's villainous show?
Yeah, I need to finish that.
Yeah. It looked, based on what I've heard about it, that seems like that's where that's going.
Hell yeah! I've been meaning to finish that. When I'm done moving, I'm gonna probably binge that night.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard, it seems like the main character girl, as in the main character of the game, that the actual main character got isekai'd into. It seems like she is also going to be played as a love interest. So that should be interesting.
I'll have to go watch more of that.
Yeah.
But that's a different show. I have nothing to say more about to say to Koi, producer. It's just literally every anime trope.
Yeah, like it's not even just every anime trope. It's literally just every anime trope.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, like even if it's just every anime trope, like it can still do some things unique. This does nothing unique.
Yeah. It's baby's first rom-com.
Yeah.
Go watch it. If you want a better reverse harem, go watch Vampire Night. Or read it like I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kaname-kun, I love you.
Aww. Shall we move on to the next show?
Umayon.
Umayon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is like spun off of another show. Because I remember another show that was just straight up about horse girls.
Just watch it. Just go. It's 3 minutes. Go watch it.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes and it's worthwhile for 3 minutes.
It's cute. It's funny. All the jokes hit. Go watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because it's just cute and funny. And like it's only 3 minutes.
I want to say something more concrete than it's good. And I don't know how to give it more to that other than its characters are really adorable. Like the comedy, the jokes last. It's 3 minutes long and they use their time perfectly.
Yeah.
For all the jokes. And the minute you're tired of it, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, like like they get in, they set it up, they do a little bit of like skit. Like they flesh out the joke a little bit, and then they do the punchline, and then it's over. And the ED is kind of a bop. And that's it.
Yeah. That's all we can really say, honestly. It's kind of hard to do deep analysis on a 3 minute show.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, and this is going to be like 5 episodes long, so...
Only 5 episodes?
I think so.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure this is just meant to be promoting the main show.
That's fine. It's good.
Yeah, this is cute, and go watch it by the... When it's done, it'll be like 15 minutes long for the whole show.
Yeah. Well, we have 1 anime left.
Yeah, I mean, do we really have 1 anime left? Because, like, are you sure we're not, like, pretending that we have 1 anime left?
That was bad.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I am a great pretender. Anyway, The Great Pretender.
This is the best anime of this season. As 1 episode in, of course.
Yeah. Like, for me, for best anime of the season, it's between this and Deca-Dence. And I think this probably has an edge on Deca-Dence.
I'm going to explain why this is better than Deca-Dence, while also explaining why Great Pretender is great.
Yes.
Deca-Dence is a good show, but its background art has a lot of CG that just doesn't look good in the main mecha, in the world design. Here, this show's backgrounds have these gorgeous, bright blues, greens, and oranges at times, and they just throw in other colors. It's being produced by Netflix, so you can tell they had a little bit more time.
Is this a Netflix show?
It's a Netflix show.
Oh, cool.
It says in the opening, in conjunction with Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. This anime has the most fluid animation of anything this season, and this is probably the best season of animation. So the fact that this has such good animation is just in this season is really incredible, because anything that sticks out to this degree is just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, like the loop that I picked is like just I love the choreography in this loop. You don't see a lot of this in anime in general. Like this super claustrophobic type of choreography.
This is the most American anime ever made.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how for like the first half of the episode like the American guy is just speaking English, and then when he switches over to Japanese, it just says, for your convenience, the rest will be in Japanese.
Which was better for the voice actors, of course.
Yeah. Although the American guy, he was doing a decent American accent.
You could tell he wasn't a native speaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this show is about con artists. And I love it. I love how, like, in the first con is we see how he tricks this old lady into buying a water filter.
Yeah.
And the slyness with how he does it is just so clever. The way he used his partner who acted like he fucked up, and the way he wasn't trying to sell it immediately was just great.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's... I could see this going in a direction where the cons turn into, like, Death Note tier mind games. But played more realistically.
I mean, the Americans seem to be consistently out-conning our Japanese character in this episode in very clever ways.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just... Yeah, you're right. This is like Death Note in a lot of ways. So I'm curious to see if he's going to end up having a big rival, or if it's going to be them working together, or I just don't know where we're going with it after the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I get the feeling that this is mostly going to take place in America. And, the big thing is going to be he's just trying to get all of his money, all of the money that he originally lost back from the American guy.
His 300,000 yen.
Yes, which is what, like
$3,000.
Yeah, that's $3,000.
Just about.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he spent more on the plane ride over than what he lost.
No, they say that.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. And it's just his con pride, which is a really funny setup for the whole thing.
It's just, and we find out that this hot girl that was like part of the act later on in the episode. It's so good. It comes together when you understand what the American did. It's just so perfect. I just love it so much.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up that she was part of the con until you mentioned it just now.
Oh yeah, in the episode they make it clear that she was working on it.
Okay, I must not have been paying enough attention. When she comes back,
here's how you can tell. During the episode, they say she doesn't speak much English. In this case, Japanese, of course, to show that.
Yeah.
But when he when he asked if he can borrow her, because his friend liked her, quote unquote.
I see.
She starts speaking really good Japanese. In this case, symbolism for English. She's with him when they're at the Hollywood sign when he's tied upside down. The Japanese guy.
Okay.
That's how you could tell she was in on the con, and why the candy acted so irrationally.
Yeah. One thing that I kind of liked is that it's, like, at least to me, it's not very clear when he's tied up. Because I get the impression that it's gonna be like some antics with him being tied up at the beginning and end of each episode, and then most of the series is a flashback leading up to that.
I mean, this episode ends with him being tied up.
Oh, I didn't remember that. I probably need to rewatch this first episode then before I continue the show.
You probably do, honey, because at the end of this episode he gets knocked out and that's how he gets tied up.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that. Like, I was... Yeah, like, even not picking up on a lot of details, I still really like this show. So, at least there's that.
Yeah. This was a cool show. I mean, this feels like, feels like an American crime movie.
It really does.
I mean, it's called this episode was called The LA Connection, which just sounds like an American movie already, which it probably is a reference to something.
Yeah. Like, one thing that I think was kind of cool is that I got to see that LA is Ros in Japanese. Like, I just liked that. Like, that's obviously something that wouldn't have been a cute little detail that was intended, but I noticed that, and that was kind of cool. For me, personally, is all.
I am excited to watch more.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
This was a good season.
Yeah, like what? That's like a third of the shows that came out are good to decent.
That's good odds.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, let's talk about what season was better, this or last season. We'll save that for our year roundup.
Do we actually want to save this for a year roundup?
I mean, are we not going to do a year? We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. Well, everyone, bye. Watch good anime. Don't watch bad anime.
Yeah, watch all of the good anime that we showed. Like, we just showed the top 15 anime of this season. So, you know. Watch any of our top 5.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Hail Satan.
Yes. What's your favorite anime of this season? Comment below. What's the thing that Peter Coffin says? Like is not a strong word. And if this video has met that low threshold, click the button on the video. I think that's what he says.
We should come up with our own thing.
We should.
If you like us, you should like the video.
Yeah, no, if you like the video, you should like the video. And if you like us, you should subscribe to the channel and also follow us on Twitter at ToneKent2. Bye! Yeah. Bye.